and gentlemen, my name is Calhoun Tubbs, known to my friends as Hard Fingers. See, that's because back in 1947, I once played the guitar for over 36 hours straight, for no reason at all. That's right. I wrote a song about it, like the kid here go. I play guitar for 36 hours, for no reason at all. Thank you very much.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tunji's podcast. I am your host, Tunji Taylor Lewis. I apologize if my voice is a little bit lower right now, or if I don't seem as high energy as I usually am. Certainly not as high energy as I was yesterday when I was doing that whole preacher, fake motivation Monday thing. I'm pretty tired today. Got up early this morning to go work out at the at the boxing gym. Did a class there, and we had just like a really brutal workout session this morning. And since then, the day's kind of been nonstop, going to work and having to do stuff afterwards. And but I'm gonna push through. Gotta record this podcast. Today, I'm posting this tomorrow. I'm posting this on Tuesday, but today on Monday, I posted something on my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, everywhere, just about how I'm just like open to any and all, offers from anybody as far as like helping me create more content or to create better content. I'm basically at the point right now where I'm sort of maxed out my, capabilities of. Oh, sorry guys, sorry I'm yawning so much, but I've basically like maximized my ability to produce, content for podcasts, for Instagram, for YouTube, for Facebook, for TikTok, for Twitter, all these places, on a regular basis. And in the game, this game that we're in, with social media and all this stuff, it's all about volume. It's all about putting out as much as possible. And I'm now at a place right now where I would really appreciate some help as far as like producing more or doing stuff better or more efficiently. So just putting it out there here on the podcast, if there's anybody out there who feels like they can be of assistance in this in any way, they have some sort of skill that where they can assist me in producing some good content for my page, DM me, hit me up. I would really appreciate the help. Now, with all that being said, the title of today's podcast is I Can't Wait Until I Am 65 Years Old. I cannot wait until I'm 65. I'm a veteran. I have lived life. I've experienced things. I've accomplished a bunch of things. Got a family, potentially got grandchildren. You know what I mean? I cannot wait for that stage of life, man. And the reason why I can't wait for that stage of life is because I believe at 65, man, if you've lived your life in the right way, at that point you have just like a whole bunch about life figured out. You just have so much of life figured out, man. Like 65, you have an understanding of what things matter and what things don't, what makes for a good friend, what doesn't, when you should be stern with people, when you should kill people with kindness, when you should show grace, when you should show justice. You've experienced a whole bunch of things. Hopefully you're at a point where you've saved up, so you got a whole bunch of money at your disposal. And the best part about 65 to me is like, yes, you're seasoned, you're older, but you're not done. Like, you're not 75, 80, 90 years old where you can barely do anything, you can barely walk and all that stuff. Like, your limbs are still nimble enough so that with all of this knowledge that you've gained, you can still go out and do a few more things in life. And that would be so motivating for me, because like for me, I'd be like, okay, I got probably like 10, 15 more good years before I'm going to be hobbled by a bad hip or something, or by whatever sickness that you get because you're old. Like I probably got some good time left. I gotta make the most out of this 10, 15 years. Like I gotta pound the pavement. I can't wait till I'm 60. Like I legitimately can't wait. Like, you know, one of my heroes, Steve Harvey, he's in his 60s. He's like 60, 61 or something like that. And he's still killing the game. You know, he's a guy who is like a mentor to a whole bunch of people and entertainers. That's something that definitely interests me. It's just like having like gained a whole bunch of knowledge, lived a whole bunch of life, and hopefully reached a level of excellence that gives me a good amount of credibility. And I feel like I would just have so much fun just imparting that knowledge to any and everybody who wants to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, it's like a weird desire that I have. Like, I feel like I've always been that way though. Like, in one sense, like people have always told me my entire life that. Sorry, excuse me. People have always told me my entire life that I look older than my age, like my entire life. So like when I was 13, 14, people told me that I looked 16, 17. Now that I'm 25 now, people are telling me that I look, 29, 30, 31, right? And also just internally, I've always felt like just the thoughts that I have in my head and the types of conversations that I like to have, the types of meaningful discussions that I would like to have with people are sort of thoughts and, provocations that are that of like people who are like, slightly older than me and are like at a slightly more advanced like level of life than I am. Not to say that I think in an advanced way as people my age, but I feel like just like I definitely like think and approach things, definitely as somebody who's, had way more life experience than I have had. And I think that's the reason why like turning 30 or turning 65 like excites me, because I'd finally be at a stage of life where like the thoughts that I have about life would kind of line up with my life experience, right? So there's stuff that I believe about this life that we live. There's stuff that I believe about the world or how things should be done or how, society ought to be, or about spirituality and all that stuff. But I don't have like the life experience to like line up with those things. It's just stuff that I feel. It's just stuff that's instinctual, like, inside of me. And I just can't wait until like, I can like back up like these philosophies that I have with my head with, because when I went through this and when I went to experience this and like this happened all I lived, this is what I did, and when I applied the philosophy, it worked out this way. So that's how I know, you know what I mean? It won't just be a matter of like feeling certain things, it will be a matter of knowing because of, life experience. And like with that being said, I'm definitely appreciating the fact that I'm still young, I'm still in my youth, I still got like all the energy in the world, like, not a whole lot of life experience, but certainly a whole lot of energy. A whole lot of life experience to still take in and to still go through. And that's awesome. I'm certainly an impatient personality, which is why this things like I can't wait to be 65 kind of comes out of my mouth, because I kind of almost want to like fast forward to the stage where, I've achieved like a level of greatness and I get to like, enjoy it. But I think that, when it comes to life, when it comes to experiencing like the years of your life, I'm gonna try to be careful not to be too impatient with that and like just try to take it all in and not try to think of, the goals that I have as destinations, but like really appreciate the journeys. Because I'm sure one thing's gonna be true when I'm 65, 75, 80. I'm sure one thing I don't want to regret is not taking more time to appreciate the journey. So yeah, that's kind of like my weird, thought for the day. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, sorry for my fatigue. Peace out.